Hey guys, welcome back. Today's message is for you if you're one of those non-budgeting budgeters. You know who you are. I probably had some conversations with a few of you before, but you're the kind of person who maybe you have a loose plan for your money. You're doing a little bit of saving, you're paying down some debt, maybe even, you're giving some away, you're being generous. You have a loose plan for your money, but you're not really running a tight ship. And I have a tough message for you today, and that's that you're settling. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to explain why this matters when it comes to the impact that you could have. And it's not that you're doing anything bad necessarily, but you could do it better. And I actually had a conversation recently with one of my former managers who I stay in touch with, and she was a manager with me in finance. And she said, I never had to budget. We always had enough money. We didn't have to worry about budgeting necessarily. And she's reflecting on this because she's retired now. She said, but think about what I could have done if I did. And that hit me because I was just thinking, I was like, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Sometimes we don't know what we're not doing. It's what's the opportunity cost for not knowing where our money is going. So if you don't know me yet, if you've not been on this channel, if it's your first time here, welcome. I'm Coach Leah, Money Wise Mom. And I help busy adults just like you take control of their finances so that you can do more of what matters most. And that's why this conversation today is important, because I want to talk to you. If you're almost even bragging about the fact that you're a non-budgeting budgeter, I want to challenge you on that, because I will dare to say that you may not know what your goals are. Because if you have a plan and you're trying to hit those goals, then how do you know that you're getting closer to them unless you're measuring it? And I'm going to relate this to my career in corporate finance. In fact, it just hit me as I was reflecting on this, is I challenge you to present to me an organization who does well, who performs well, that does not measure and budget their money. It doesn't mean they always hit it. A lot of times it's an adjustment, right? But when you translate this concept into the corporate world, would you ever want to do business with a company who says, well, we don't budget our money, we just kind of go as we go. We have enough, we don't really have to measure it, and we buy and spend on what we need to spend on when we need to do it. Or what if the executive said, we paid all our executive bonuses early because, it was holiday season and we thought it would be nice to give their bonuses early, but unfortunately, we don't have enough to pay our employees that are non-executives their bonuses this year. And some of them, actually, we couldn't afford their salaries. And you'd say, what's up with that? And if they said, well, we just didn't know until the end of the year that we didn't have enough, or we didn't know until the end of the month that we didn't have enough to cover it all, so something had to take a hit. There's always an opportunity cost. If you're not measuring where your money's going and being intentional about where it's going, what are the things that matter more? Is it giving? Is it saving? Is it being able to invest more with your family activities, things like that? Is it that you find out at the end of the month you overspend and you don't want to be in debt, so you actually have to pick up another Saturday to pay off the credit card in full? There's so many hidden things that actually we find ourselves subconsciously settling for. We're trading the discomfort of measuring, knowing where our money is going, which a lot of times is just temporary and upfront. That discomfort goes away once you get a system in place. We're exchanging that for impact. So it's like saying, I'd rather not deal with the discomfort of having to sit down. I don't like numbers. I don't want to do this. Instead of, well, what is that sacrificing? Is there an impact I could make with my time on this earth? Do you have a desire to align your finances with your purpose? Are there things that are being left off the table unaware? What if you have a charity or a organization that you'd like to be able to give to, and you just can't because you found out at the end of the month you didn't have that much excess? It could be anything. So I want to challenge you, if that is your mindset, it's very understandable. It is uncomfortable at first to go through the grind of, looking at your finances for the first time, let alone making some adjustments, but it's time well spent. You always hear me say it's not always easy, but it's always worth it. And it starts with purpose. It all comes back to purpose. If you don't really care, then this message isn't for you, because you're not motivated. It's not going to motivate you to make a change. Unless you know why you're making a change, it's futile. and you don't understand the alignment and the connection. So you have to spend time on that first. And if you make a boatload of money and you're comfortable just spending it and not worrying about where it is, and you don't have a desire to align it with your goals, then it's just not for you. And that's okay. I'm talking to the people, and one of you is on the other side of this camera, and this is hitting home because I know that there's a longing in your heart to be able to do more, to be able to give more, to be able to build more, build a bigger legacy, be able to have a bigger impact in your family, to change the narrative, change the script in your family, break the poverty mindset, break the scarcity mindset. So I want to shake it. I want to shake your mindset. Forget the former things. Don't dwell on the past, the things that you've known before. Maybe this is how you've always done it. Maybe it's how your family's always done it. Change comes with discomfort. And so if you they say, embrace the suck, embrace the pain, you will get through it. And when you get to the other side of it, I always say, give yourself 3 months. Try to make a change. Give yourself 3 months to adjust to it. And I'm going to finish with a practical aspect of, okay, well, great, that's theory, but what do I need to do to get started? If you don't know where your money's going, start with what's coming in and then move to what's going out. So what comes in is what you should try to live on. And first time through, you might find out that you're spending more than you make, which is if you're carrying a credit card balance but still paying it off, you might not actually be in debt at the end of the day when it all flushes out. But if you're carrying a balance over each month, it's still costing you. And that's the slippery slope. So what's coming in, and then break it down into the simple categories. What are your necessities? Your 4 walls, the shelter on the roof over your head, whether it's rent or mortgage, your utilities, your transportation, and then basics. What's the food that you have to put on the table? Things like that, food and clothing, basics. And then what are the bills that come in every single month? Whether you're happy about it or not, you're going to get a bill. I'm repeating this from prior videos, but I just want to have it here in this video so you have it as a resource. Do the bills next. So 4 walls, the necessities. What are the bills that come in no matter what? Think about the full year. Are there any bills that come in annually or every quarter or irregularly? You have to pay attention to those too, because those are the sneaky ones. And then everything else. Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat the details. You'll start to feel what that everything else category becomes. There's a lot. It catches a lot of miscellaneous. That could be the splurge purchases. In your bills, though, keep those subscriptions. If you're getting a bill every single month, put it in your bills. And then you look at it and say, okay, what is an absolute necessity? If I'm seeing this and it's making me uncomfortable, if you're overspending, just start going through it in layers and take one category at a time. Start with your subscriptions. Is there anything there that's excessive? Because that's an easy one to identify. What are all the subscriptions I have? Those add up so fast. You'd be surprised. But today, I really just want to encourage you that if you've gotten comfortable owning the identity as a non-budgeting budgeter, think about, on the flip side, what you would do if you knew that you had more to do with it. So if you like this, if you know somebody, maybe it's not for you, but you know somebody who this would resonate with, share it with them, please. We are here to encourage each other in this community. I'd love it if you drop a comment. If this resonates with you at all, if you're working through some of this right now, what's an area that you've struggled to rein in, if you will? What's causing you to hold back on building your first budget? A budget is the foundation of stabilizing. Once you stabilize, then you can strategize on how to grow and how to do more with your money and how to have an impact with the life that you're living on this earth. It's so much more than just going to work, making the bills, coming home, doing it all over again. That's not what we're meant for. We're meant to make an impact in people's lives, in our families' lives, in our community. And life is better when you're living a purposeful life. So that's why you're doing this. But what your purpose is unique to you. God created you for such a time as this, on purpose, with a purpose. And you are meant to live that out. So that's what I'm here to encourage you to do. Get in there, get into your numbers, start small, add one layer at a time, and you'll find in no time, you'll be doing this all by yourself and you'll be proud that you did. So get out there and do that one thing today that's going to put you back in control of your finances, because it is not always easy, but it's always worth it, and you're not alone. You can always reach me. You can drop in the comments. I have a website, moneywisemom.com. You can email me, Leah, Leah, at moneywisemom.com. There's plenty of ways to get in touch with me. I'd love to hear from you, and I hope you guys have a great week ahead. That's all for now. See you next time.